Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, students. This is Mr. Farmer. I just wanted to send you a brief video. We are going to be doing lesson 14 this week, and I just wanted to provide a little extra explanation about what goes on with your heart so that you have a little better understanding of the terms and what your reading is kind of explaining to you. And we're going to divide the body up into left or right so you understand. And usually you just got to determine if you're talking about the left side of your heart or right side of your heart, it is the same side that is your left hand or your right hand. So the left side of your heart is the same side that where your left hand is, and your right hand, the right side of your heart is where your right hand is. Now, I want you to think of just that the heart's purpose for pumping blood is just to get oxygen to all parts of your body, with the understanding that if your body doesn't get oxygen, it basically dies. So every part of your body, from the very top of your head to the tip of your toes, needs oxygen. And so one of the important reasons why your heart is working so hard to pump blood is to get that oxygen that's in the blood to the different parts of the body. Now, there are 4 chambers in your heart. And the heart is divided up into left and right because the left side of the heart and the right side of the heart have a couple of different responsibilities. The top 2 chambers in your heart are called atria. Each individual one is called an atrium. So you'll have your left atrium and your right atrium. For me, this is my left, so this is my left atrium, and my right atrium is over here on my right side. All right. The bottom chambers of your heart are called ventricles. So you have the left and you have the right ventricle. All right. So each of the 4 chambers, all right, on either side of your heart, we could look at each individual chamber, or we could look at them as left and right. Just remember that the atria are on top and the ventricles are on the bottom. Today we're going to look at the left side and what it does. Again, we're going to look at the right side today. We're not going to look at the left, we're going to look at the right side today. And so the right side of your heart basically accepts what's called blue blood. Now, the blood is always red. It's not blue, but just for the sake of argument, I'm going to call blue blood that has no oxygen in it. All right? Red blood is blood that has a lot of oxygen in it. And so a lot of times you'll see these in pictures as well. But it's just to it's not because the blood is actually blue, but just to get you to understand some of the blood has very little oxygen in it. That's blue blood. And some blood has a lot of oxygen in it, and that's red blood. So what happens is that the blue blood that has very little oxygen enters into your right atrium, which is the top chamber. And that blue blood goes from your right atrium and goes down into your right ventricle. All right. Now, where do you think that blood needs to go in order to get oxygen? If you said your lungs, you are correct. So the job of the right atrium and the right ventricle is to get that blue blood to pump, to go to the lungs, to pick up oxygen. So when you breathe in and oxygen goes into your lungs, that oxygen then is filtered out and goes into the blood. So the blue blood that goes into your right atrium and then right ventricle and is pumped out goes to the lungs, picks up oxygen, and this is where the other side of the heart, which we're not going to focus on today, but the blood that is now red goes to the other side of your heart where it's pumped in. Some couple things you want to remember is that the blue blood on this side and the red blood on this side goes into the atrium at the same time and goes into the ventricle at the same time and is pumped out. But remember that the right side of your heart is pumping blue blood, or blood that doesn't have oxygen, is pumping that blood to the lungs where it picks up the oxygen that it needs. And then it has to come back to the heart to go back into now the left side, and we are going to talk next time about the left side of the heart and further go into a little bit more details. For today's assignment, you simply have to know what the right side of the heart is doing, specifically the right atrium and the right ventricle, and where that blood, that blue blood, which has no oxygen, where is it going to go? It's going to go to the lungs and so on and so forth. So that's really all you kind of need to know for today. So I definitely would, I hope this video clarifies those things as you read your assignments, and that you get a little bit out of this video today. It's great to see all of you and talk to all of you. I hope that you're having a great summer, and we'll talk to you soon.